Welcome to Tila's Fashion. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how to draft a bustier blouse or a madam blouse, and I'm going to be using this brown pattern paper. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, turn on your post notifications, and let's get right into this tutorial. All the measurements that I'll be taking would be on fold, so I am just folding the brown pattern paper in two. So the first measurements I'm marking out are the reference lines which I took from the shoulder. That is the shoulder to the bust line, the shoulder to the under bust line, the shoulder to the waist line, the shoulder to the hip line. I'm just going to mark all of that out. Now I'm taking 2 inches from the edge of the pattern paper, which would be the neck, and I'm just going to extend that line to form the shoulder line. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nipple to nipple measurement, and I'm going to divide it by 2, and that gave me 4 inches. So I'm just going to mark out 4 inches and draw out the line. So now that we're done with the basis, we can give this flat form a little shape. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the under bust line, and I'm just going to try to form the cup from that area. I'm going to take 1 inch to the left and to the right of that nipple to nipple line, and I'm going to take the same 1 inch at the waist also, at the left and the right of the nipple to nipple line at the waist. So I'm going to connect those lines to the junction where the nipple to nipple line meets with the hip line, and I'm going to connect it in a slant manner, and this is going to give the waist that snatched effect. And I'm also going to do the same for the bust line, connect those 2 lines to the bust line, but I'm going to connect it with a curved line to give the bust some shape. And if you have a French curve, you could rule the line with a French curve, but I'm using my hands here. I'm also going to take 1 inch to the left and to the right of that nipple to nipple line, but at the shoulder level, making it a total of 2 inches at the shoulder level. And I'm just going to connect the 2 lines to the bust line. Now I've isolated the regions that won't be in this pattern. We can go on to making the rest of the bodies, and what I'm doing right now is I am marking out the bust measurement. That's the bust measurement divided by 4, and I'm taking 2 inches seam allowance. Next, I'm going to do the same for the under bust measurement, divide it by 4, and I'm going to take 2 inches seam allowance. But the tricky part is this isolated region, that is the 2 inches. We're going to add it back to the measurement. So we're going to divide the under bust by 4, add the 2 inches of this isolated region, and then we're going to add our normal seam allowance after that. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the waist. Divide the waist by 4, add the isolated 2 inches that we removed, and then we're going to add the normal seam allowance also, and just mark it out. And for the hip, since there is no isolated region there, we're just going to divide it by 4 and add our seam allowance. So in order to get the correct measurements for the shoulder, I have to remove that isolated area, as you can see, and I'm just going to overlap them so I can get the correct measurement for the shoulder. So what I'm basically going to do is take the shoulder measurement, divide it by 2, and just mark it out there, and also add my allowance. Now I'm just going to go ahead and use the front piece to trace out the back piece. Here I'm going to draw a straight line down, and then I'm going to take in 1 inch at the waist and under bust level to also cinch the waist of the back piece. And I'm also going to add my zip allowance. So at this point I am going to be measuring out the neckline, and I took 7 inches down for the front piece and 3 inches away from the armhole, and then for the back piece I took 1 inch down and also 3 inches away from the armhole. Thank you guys so much for watching the video till this point. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, turn on your post notifications, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and bye.